So today we're going to talk about She-Hulk. I know you've heard a lot about it on the channel recently, but you know what? It's a relevant topic and I want to discuss this because I feel it's fair to cover this from both sides of the argument. Now, the last She-Hulk video we did, we talked about how the VFX department said that they had complaints about she's too muscular, we need to take muscle off. You know, we talked about the fans complaining about the VFX in the face, the way that looked, the CG in the trailer, and the bad CG and VFX overall in the trailer. Now, Screen Rant has taken it upon themselves to defend the bad CGI and say the criticisms have gone too far. We're going to get into the article. We'll talk about it. I'll give you my thoughts. You can give me yours. But it's time. Monkeys, roll the footage.
These legs aren't just for decoration, you know.
You may release me now.
Okay, but most men wouldn't be in such a hurry.
Yeah, that works.
I like
all right,
it a lot.
okay. All right, moving on.
Hey, what about Tulip?
Here we are over on Screen Rant. She-Hulk's bad CGI reaction has gone too far.
Come on.
The She-Hulk trailer provides a first look at Jennifer Walters' transformation, but the character's poor CG should not be the teaser's main takeaway. This from Jim Norman over at Screen Rant. We see the shot of the face there between the CG, Tatiana Maslany, and her normal face as Jennifer Walters. She-Hulk Attorney at Law will introduce Jennifer Walters into the MCU, but reaction to the show's central CG hero have been excessively negative. The She-Hulk trailer provides very little information about specific plot details of the 9-part Disney Plus series, but it does serve to establish the show's unique tone. Pitched as a courtroom comedy drama, She-Hulk stars Tatiana Maslany in the lead alongside Mark Ruffalo and Tim Roth, reprising their roles from earlier MCU entries. She-Hulk will be the 6th Marvel series to air exclusively on Disney Plus, and the second to introduce an entirely new character to the MCU after Moon Knight brought Stephen Grant and Mark Spector's Caped Crusader to the franchise. Of all the series' central characters thus far, She-Hulk has perhaps the richest comic book history. As a mainstay in Marvel Comics since 1980, Walters has appeared in multiple popular storylines and formed some noteworthy rivalries, suggesting that Roth's Abomination will not be She-Hulk's main villain. After receiving a blood transplant from her cousin, Bruce Banner, Ruffalo, Walters gains very similar powers to the Hulk, including transformational abilities alongside super strength and stamina. However, these powers pose a serious challenge for how to best represent the character on screen. To kind of call back to the last article, I feel they should have put more muscle on the VFX, tightened up that facial software and that facial CGI and the VFX in that first trailer, because you want people to fall in love with this character. You do. You know, you want to bring in a new audience. You want to bring in an audience who might not know how kick-ass she is from the comic books. So why would you not put your best foot forward? And you know, I don't know how they're reacting to the criticisms over at Marvel, but I would venture a guess to say it's something like this. And they're probably sitting back going, what do these plebs know? We know better than them. We're the experts, and that's Kevin Feige talking.
What a stupid son of a bitch.
Although the She-Hulk trailer provides very little information on the series' plot specifics, it offers a first look at Walter's transformed state. The computer-generated hero's appearance has provoked a generally negative response, with fans of the character being unhappy with the looks of the MCU's She-Hulk. Although understandable, the bad CG reaction has gone too far, overshadowing the show's release. With a long period before the season premiere and given Marvel's history of fantastic CG characters, it is way too soon to make comments on She-Hulk's computer effects. No, it is not too soon. The absolute
sheer fucking hubris
of Jim Norman, the writer of this article, to say that it's too soon to criticize that. What happened with Sonic the Hedgehog? People complained about the appearance, the look, the overall aesthetic of the titular character upon the release of the first poster. What did they do in their trailer? I can't remember which one it was now, but what did the studio do? They went back, retooled the entire thing, made him look accurate, made him look good, made him look lovable, and what happened to Sonic? It was a hit. Spawned a sequel, which is going to spawn a threequel to bring this back to She-Hulk. Why wouldn't the creators want to listen to their fan base? This is legitimate criticism of something that is very correctable at this stage of the game. It's not even June yet. You've got a couple months. Now, I know that might be pushing it by professional standards, but still, push the release date back. Do you really want to release a subpar product?
Yup!
That's going to be subject to endless criticism, critique, and, deconstruction on the internet? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a case where they should listen to the fans and their criticisms. It is true that the appearance of Walters in the She-Hulk trailer does not stand up to some of the MCU's previous computer-generated characters. Thanos can be seen as the franchise's high point, with Josh Brolin's motion capture performance being complemented by the Titan CG appearance to create a fully rounded character who is not distracting to look at. However, the Disney Plus series are not provided with the same budget as the MCU's big screen releases. She-Hulk appears to continue the CG that made Moon Knight appear cheap by comparison, making the Disney Plus installment stand out in the franchise through their tighter budgets. And that right there just seems like an excuse. But if you really want this to be a hit, you would spend the extra money out of the budget on the CG, considering the character is completely CG. And do you want the same criticisms levied at this show as you did Moon Knight? Which the criticisms of this show, after a certain period of time, are going to be dismissed as, misogyny, all that fun stuff, the isms and phobes that these people like to throw at the fans. While the CG may appear to be bad, the finished product may not have the same visuals. The show is still a long way from its premiere, giving the studio ample time to continue to work on any problems with She-Hulk, including its CG effects, and ensure everything looks better in the finished product. The job of the She-Hulk trailer is only to make the audience excited by the prospect of the show, not to show any definitive shots or scenes, and because of this, the spot should not be heavily critiqued on the current state of its CG effects. See, that is another apologist defense by Jim Norman. He is absolutely towing the line, and I don't know, how much of a shill this guy actually is, but I mean, this just sounds like you're being an apologist. I understand defending it, but at the same time, you're dismissing the criticism. You're dismissing any criticism, which is unfair to the fans of the show again. As the trailer demonstrates, the overriding message of She-Hulk is concerned with overcoming appearances, with Walters determined to operate as a normal lawyer, despite her green skin and superpowers. To judge the show purely by the look of its trailer is to ignore the clear message the series spells out.
What are you, gay?
If the CG does not change by the time the show airs, then this should not be to its detriment, as it needs to operate as a layered character study explaining She-Hulk's origins more than an exhibition of the capabilities of CG. Much of She-Hulk Attorney-at-Law is yet to be disclosed by Marvel, but if the teaser trailer is anything to go by, Jennifer Walters is about to make big waves in the structure of the MCU.
But that's not the case here!
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Jim Norman of Screen Rant dismissing the criticism, dismissing all of it, any of it, is too much, and it's not fair to the overall message of the show that you're focused on how bad the CG is. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is straight apologist behavior by somebody who is probably benefiting from towing the line for Disney and Marvel, which I find absolutely ridiculous. It's like Vince McMahon in the WWE right now. He's so insulated that he doesn't want to hear the things that he does are completely wrong and not what the fans want. This character has a lot of history going back to 1980, so the character's 42 years old this year, and you're going to treat her with disrespect by not making her look as good as you can, and then when somebody calls you out, or in this case a group of people online call you out for it, you have your set responses by your approved websites come out in defense of your product, which is subpar in the eyes of the consumer, which is the customer is always right. Whatever happened to that? Really funny, in defense of the people who are, complaining about the bad CG Forbes did write an article in saying, yes, the CG in the trailer is bad. So there you have it. It looks like a little bit of a split in the mainstream shill media, and it's very rarely I agree with Forbes on anything, and I don't know who wrote the article. I didn't see if it was my good old buddy Scott Mendelson, who blocked me on Twitter, but that remains to be seen. It's your turn to weigh in, though. What do you think? Do you think the CG looks bad? Are you going to watch the show? Do you think they'll improve the CG in the finished product? Do you find Jim Norman's argument that this is to the detriment of the story and overall themes of the show? You shouldn't be looking at how bad the characters look. All you should be doing is consuming product and then getting excited for next product, because that's what it sounds like to me, ladies and gentlemen. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'm Itepo Queen of the Place to Be Reviews. I've been here with all the yous. If I don't see you, have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Get your own.
Take that, you bitch!
Oh, what the hell?
How'd you like that?
Hey, joke's on you. I have hepatitis.
Boom! I could do this all